my son is entering kindergarten this year, and I have to admit that I'm terrified. Like, having a hard time not breaking down into tears when I enter the building, terrified. Because if his experience is anything like my experience was, that is not something I want to put him through. That is something that I would rather pull him out of school and unschool him, which is something a lot of autistic parents choose to do. But I just don't have the resources for that. So it's hard to say, like, hey, public schools, do this other thing to accommodate one more group of kids when they're already having a hard time with like one teacher to 30 students. The best thing we can do is just fund public schools and offer better training. A lot of the autistic aides, you know how you have those teachers who are focused on like, oh, I help kids with disabilities. I'm the, they call themselves special needs teachers and that kind of thing. And once they call themselves special needs teachers, you know that they don't have enough training to actually work with people because we don't call ourselves special needs. So funding public schools, especially underfunded inner city public schools with majority of children of color, is probably the first step. And then, hopefully that would funnel into a way to actually pay for the proper education for people. There's a really good article that's been floating around for a long time now about ABA, which is behavioral compliance training. Basically, like, look me in the eye and I'll give you a cookie. And that is abuse because you're internally training someone to believe that this is better, this thing that makes them uncomfortable is better. And they grow up just constantly trying to fit into a mold that doesn't work. So we need to eliminate behavior training from schools, and we need to find ways to accommodate kids without taking them out of the classroom. So pulling the autistic kids out of the classroom and having the non-autistic kids on the other side is not helpful because they can't interact. Autism can't possibly be normalized if we're not kept with the other kids. And that kind of integration and also having leadership that actually understands what autism and other disabilities are is very important. Same thing with ADHD and dyslexia and stuff like that. We just need actual teachers and leaders who understand that perspective.